Welcome to Wholesale Hardknocks. This podcast was created by me and Daryll squatting up together and doing badass shit. And we want y'all to do the same. So most importantly, squat up in the comments and do deals together. And then like the video, subscribe to the channels. Yo, Daryll, take them away, big dog.
It's about community building. Join the community, reach out, squat up, join the campfire, baby. Ooh. Back, baby. We back. Wholesale Hardknocks. Yo, Mike, it's episode 34, bro. 34 of Wholesale Hardknocks. Y'all hear it. Y'all hear it. Yo, we had to bring back special guest, my brother, Mike's brother. You were here earlier this year on Wholesale Hardknocks, so we had to bring you back to come back and just drop some fire on us, bro. Everybody welcome Mindset Marlon.
Let's go. You know why I'm excited for today?
What's up, dog?
Here's why I'm excited for today is because I know that the Mindset Marlon that we interviewed, maybe let's call it like 4 or 5 months ago, the dude that we interviewed like 4 or 5 months ago is not the same dude that we're going to interview today. Like, I guarantee he's a completely different person. So it's almost like a whole new, person that we're interviewing because this guy he's elite. Marlon, what's good, dog?
Yo, what up, Mike? What up, Daryll? Yeah, man. Yeah, I appreciate that. I mean, it feels like I feel like a new man every single time, and it's good seeing y'all. I love that intro. That intro was fire.
Bring that energy, baby.
Mm-hmm. Yo, you guys got energy, man. And I appreciate being back here. I mean, Wholesale Hardknocks episode 34. I mean, that is consistency. That is consistent. Most people stop after like, oh yeah, I had a podcast. I did it for an episode or two. Y'all are continuing to go. You're continuing to grow. You've had some bomb guests on here. So I'm excited to be back here today. I'm excited to be talking mindset, to be sharing some stories, and to be jumping right into it. Look at that. We got our brother Alejandro Alvarez out here at Daryll.
Yo, if y'all didn't see last week's episode, this week I'm like a completely different person because of last week's episode. Like, it's like night and day. Alejandro Alvarez, holy crap. Like, something
crushed it.
And now we have another freaking something different type of person today. Let's just get into it, bro, before I, what I'm saying, before it gets a little bit too crazy.
Bro, I learned, I don't even want to ask Marlon any questions right now. I just want to give Marlon the stage, bro.
Yeah, big facts.
I just want to give him the stage and let him do what he does best, bro. Marlon, what you got for us, dog?
Bro, so, I appreciate that. Y'all are funny. So, we're going to be talking about something because it's funny. I was talking to, y'all know him, one of our brothers, Sam Singh. And when I was talking to Sam, he said, bro, you don't share your story often enough. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, bro, the very first time you and I ever spoke, you let me know about what happened to you when you were driving across this country. And he's like, I'm surprised. Like, you haven't shared that story with anybody. He's like, I had you on my podcast. You didn't share the story there. I watch you on your own podcast. You're not sharing the story. It's like, why aren't you telling people? I'm like, to be honest, like, I don't think about it. He's like, bro, when you first told me this, it changed how I even looked at you. And I already looked at you some type of way. So, shout out to Sam Singh. I promised him I would start sharing this story a little bit more with people. So for those of you that don't know me, what up? Mindset Marlon in the house. Oh, shoot. I see Jonathan Katz. And, I want to share. Some of you know that I'm already investing in real estate. Some of you know I do coaching. I do mindset work. I do all that kind of stuff. I run a community called the Morning Mindset Community. However, a lot of people don't know that. Last November, I got into my car and I drove across the country from New York to Arizona. See, the reason I had done this was for one major reason.
One second. Could you touch on really quick what Morning Mindset Coffee is?
Yes, sir. Bro, so Morning Mindset Coffee, this is fire. Morning Mindset Coffee is an online community that I put together of entrepreneurs from all across the nation who get together every single morning. I'm talking 7 a.m. every single morning for over a year now, working on our mindset. So we read books together. We're going over a high-level entrepreneurship. We're talking deals. We're talking business. We're talking philosophy. We're doing all the things that you need to be doing. So think about like a boot camp for getting your mind right first thing in the morning, so that now as you step into your day, not only are you moving with speed, you're moving in the right direction. because direction matters even more than speed. And unfortunately, many people don't take the time to get themselves centered. So I've taken that away from them and I've helped them. I created a space where, we're going to do this together. First thing in the morning every day. So that's Morning Mindset Coffee. If people are interested in joining, they can come through. Go to morningmindsetcoffee.com. Sign up. It's fun. Come hang out. Chill with me and the brothers. It's a good time.
Morning Mindset Coffee, everybody.
It's crazy, right? It's crazy because Marlon, you came on here talking about like how consistent we are for 34 episodes, which is good, right? But bro, when we talk about consistency, you're who I think about, right? Especially with Morning Mindset Coffee. He says 7 o'clock Eastern time, right? You forget Marlon lives in Arizona. So he's waking up at 4 o'clock, now 5 o'clock, but he's waking up before 4 o'clock to get online every single morning. Well, Monday through Friday, every single morning to provide value, right? And Mike, if I'm lying, I'm flying, bro. You're both members of Morning Mindset Coffee. Did that not change your life?
You ain't never told a lie, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, Morning Mindset Coffee.
That Morning Mindset Coffee stuff is different. Like, y'all need to get in there, especially if you're not part of any community right now. Like, that is a community that you can get in and completely transform your life. Like 100%. So good.
Bro, you know what's crazy about that? Real quick, while we're talking about that, like what's crazy about it is because people looked at me like I was crazy because I was waking up so damn early.
I was just going to ask you that question, but I wanted to get you into your story. But I was just going to ask you, like, hey, I know you probably had some people tell you, like, what the hell are you doing, bro? Like, why are you doing this? Why are you still doing this consistently? So that's so crazy because I was going to ask you that question.
Well, you know what? Here's the funny thing. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Like, there have been times where I've thought about not wanting to wake up just because of how early it is. Like, 7 a.m. That's great. Like, the people on the East Coast love it. Matter of fact, I got some people on the West Coast who are crazy enough that wake up with me because they get so much value out of it. And the thing that keeps me going is when I open up my messages randomly, when I get a text message, a random phone call, when I get the Instagram DM, and people are telling me, yo, this has changed. I partnered with so-and-so because I met them in Morning Mindset, like Randy and Ty partnering together, right? Man. Watching people say like, yo, I've overcome challenges with my family, my kids. Oh my gosh. When I see Randy's little girl on there doing the affirmations, when I see Yatung's boys getting on there and they're doing affirmations, when I see Paulina's son out there, he's doing the affirmation, and Maddox, he's like, yo, I'm achieving what I wanted to achieve in basketball. I'm dunking on them. I'm getting on the teams. Like, it's wild to me. I'm watching not just the individuals who come on the calls. I'm not just watching them change. I'm actually watching their family and the people who are in their immediate surroundings begin to change. So it's like the coolest thing in the world to see this transference of energy. So anytime I think about, man, I want to sleep in, I'm just reminded, like, yo, there are people that are depending on me waking up. And it's getting to the point now where the community is carrying its own campfire. The community, like, they were telling me, like, it was like, yo, because I travel a lot now on the weekends as well. And so there are mornings where I'm like on an airplane and I'm like, guys, I just got the headphones in. I'm just listening. And the community is taking care of itself. They're growing themselves. And I'm just like, yo, this is fire. So that's Morning Mindset Coffee, man. Like, if people like people are gonna find out about it at some point, they need to be on it right now.
It's part of your calling, bro. God brought you down on this earth and said, Morning Mindset Coffee every single morning. I don't give a shit what anybody says. I don't care how tired you are that morning. You got to do it. You're changing lives.
Yep.
So now let's bring it back into this story for a second, right? Because
please.
All right, so look at this, right? It was about over a year ago. I made up my mind that, it's finally going to happen. Luckily, this is the power of having, like, good friends in your life. I got to give a shout out to my buddy Naman. Most of y'all don't know him. He's low-key. He's not really on social media, although I just started getting him to get on social media and start posting more. But he's one of my friends that I met on my journey in real estate. The very first RIA I went to, where I met one of my partners, Kurt, and I met Naman at this RIA. And we stayed friends. And I used to just tell him, like, yo, man, this is what I'm working on. This is what I'm growing towards, right? Because my old friends wouldn't really listen. They didn't care, right? Because they weren't about essentially leveling up. So Naman, he's about leveling up. So I'm telling him, like, yeah, man, you know, there's all these investors in Arizona, bro. Like, I want to go out to Arizona one day. I want to go out and be around that energy. I want to go and surround myself with growth. So, you know, time goes on. And one day, Naman and I are talking, and it was right after I had gotten out of a relationship. So me and him went and got some food, got some burgers, and we're sitting in his car. He goes, "Hey, bro, didn't you say you wanted to go to Arizona? And the only reason you weren't moving was because you were, you know, in a relationship that required you to stay here. What's your excuse now?" And it hit me. I was like, dang, he's right. What is my excuse, right? There's nothing holding me back. I have opportunity in front of me. I have the ability to take action. So why wouldn't I take action? So I remembered I went into my room that night. I had a calendar on my wall, Mike, and I actually circled a random Sunday on that calendar. It was only about 2 or 3 weeks out from that date. There was no rhyme or reason to that Sunday except it now had a circle on it. So that was going to be the day I left. And I didn't think about it again until then. Like, it wasn't like I was like, all right, cool. Like, let me plan things, let me prepare things. It was circled to Sunday, and I walked away, and I continued on about my life. And what's interesting is it falls in line with something Tony Robbins taught, which is you never leave the place of a decision. You never leave the place of making a decision without taking some form of action that locks you in to that decision. Kind of like how Daryl got me locked into the marathon, right? He was like, yo, buy your ticket now.
Mhm.
Got me locked in. So me circling that Sunday locked me into my moving date. So the Saturday before it's time to go, oh shit, I need to pack. Bro, I packed the night before I moved across country, leaving my childhood home with everything that I grew up with. I just all threw it in the car. I got a little car, threw it all in. And here's the funny thing. Everything I owned basically fit in the car. That's how little I owned, right? Like, I don't got a lot of stuff. So I got the car loaded up. And I make this fun little trip. I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm just going to make a trip out of this whole situation because I was going to fly and ship my car out. But I said, you know what? I've always wanted to explore across the country. I don't know if anyone else has ever had that dream of driving cross country. So I do this drive cross country, right? Mike's like, hell no, bro. I'm flying. Bro,
I love it. Father, this yesterday, actually today on the phone, that I'm going to drive. I want to take that drive across the country.
Bro, it's beautiful. It's straight up, it is gorgeous. And if you drive cross country, I recommend being up north. There's a lot more views, a lot more up and down, just a pretty drive. So I'm making this drive cross country. I actually take this crazy route. I go down to DC to go visit my brother and see my baby niece. I drive over to Tennessee, go hang out in Nashville with a friend of mine. And shout out Maria. That was like an awesome couple days. She hosted me. Super cool city, super beautiful city. Awesome music, awesome vibes. And I keep going. I stopped over in St. Louis, saw the Arches. Just went all over the place. Now, get this, guys. I stopped in Denver, Colorado. Why? Because I love the mountains and I wanted to go visit some of my friends. So while I'm in Denver, Colorado, I'm only supposed to be there for about 2 or 3 days. But the city and the town and the views are so beautiful. I end up spending about 10 or 14 days out there. My buddy gave me the keys to his apartment. He was like, bro, I'm staying over at my girlfriend's house. You can just take the apartment. So he just hands me the keys to his apartment. So I got my car parked up in his apartment complex, thinking everything's all good. In fact, get this. Talk about synchronicity. The day I decide, you know what, it's time for me to continue this journey, Marlon, you're not where you said you wanted to get to. You said you wanted to go to Arizona because I started contemplating moving and changing my plan and just staying in Colorado. Keep going to Arizona, Marlon. So the same day I decide I'm going to keep going is the very first day of Morning Mindset Coffee. The very first day Morning Mindset Coffee started was the day I was leaving Colorado to move to Arizona. Now, here's the interesting part, and this is why I bring this up. During that day, I have about like 40 people on a Zoom call. We're going over affirmations. We're going over, thinking positive, having a strong attitude, being able to be intentional with your life, intentional with your decisions, intentional with the conversations you have, all of it. As that call wraps up, I'm stepping out to my car and I'm opening the trunk so I can load my backpack and one of my suitcases back into the car. And upon opening the trunk, Mike, I look and I notice like, yo, where's my skateboard at? See, I'm a skateboarder since like middle school. So I always have an awareness of where my skateboard is. Since the moment I had a car, the first thing that ever went into my car was my skateboard because I've always wanted to skate. So I'm looking, where's the skateboard at? Oh, I know. I must have put it in the back seat. I don't know why I put it in the back seat, but I must have. So I go and I open the passenger door. And Daryl, I look into the back seat, no skateboard. And not only am I not seeing a skateboard, I'm also now realizing, where's my snowboard at? Because my snowboard was going along the side of my passenger door, right? It was reaching into the back of the car. And I go back to the trunk, and I'm like, wait a second. I had another suitcase back here. Wait a second. Where are my sneakers at? I'm now beginning to realize everything I own is gone. Like, it's this early in the morning. It's like 5 o'clock in the morning that I'm realizing that my car was broken into.
Wow.
Everything I owned was taken. Skateboard, sneakers, 2 suitcases filled with all of my clothes, all my valuables, my hiking boots, my snowboard boots, my helmet, my gloves, my camera, my tripod. I'm talking thousands of dollars worth of gear, thousands of dollars worth of stuff, all gone. And this is the funniest part.
Wow.
While I'm noticing all this, I still have the Morning Mindset Coffee community in my AirPods. And I'm talking to them. I say, hey, guys. They're like, what's up? I'm like, hey, I think I was just robbed. Like, they're like, what are you talking about? No, you weren't. I'm like, no, for real. Like, I was just robbed. They're like, no, you weren't. Like, no, you weren't robbed. And I'm like,
yeah.
All right, now I'm really confused. Why are you guys like arguing with me? Like, why do you think I wasn't robbed? And they're like, if anybody were robbed, they would not be this calm. They wouldn't be this chill. So I turned my camera back on for them, go to Zoom, and I showed them. I'm like, guys, you saw my car a few days ago. Right? You all seen my Instagram story. This car was filled, right? It had everything I owned. Does this look like a filled car? This is an empty car right now. Would I drive across the country with an empty car? And they're like, oh, damn. You were robbed, bro. And this is the interesting part, guys. I was grateful for it. Not like a day later or a week later. I'm talking like in that moment. There was like this calmness, this peace about me, about the whole situation. And you know what was interesting was everyone was expecting me to be mad, and I wasn't. I was like, guys, I'm sorry. Like, I'm not upset. And so I told them goodbye, and I got into my car and I continued to drive. And I remember I even said, like, hey, thank you. Like, at least my windows aren't broken. Car turned on. I got a full tank of gas. And I'm moving to Arizona. Yeah. And as I was driving, I had to ask myself, like, man, is it kind of strange that I'm not mad? Like, why am I not mad? Is it going to be a delayed anger? And what's going on here? And while I was driving, I started to reflect and I started to realize something. See, my whole life, and maybe some of you can relate to this, I'd always worried about losing. I was born into a pretty healthy middle-class position, right? I didn't quite even understand what that meant, but I never went without a meal, at least not at home. The heat was, for the most part, always on. The bills were paid, the mortgage was paid. There was never a worry that we're going to lose the roof over our head. And my parents, when I was growing up, anytime I would ask for something, you guys might remember this, they would say, we can't afford that, right? And when they would say that, I didn't realize what they were actually saying was, we don't view that as a necessity, therefore we're not going to buy it.
Yeah.
So I always thought, man, we can't afford things. We must not have money. So if I spend money, if I lose the money, if I lose the things that my parents worked so hard to provide for us, I'm hurting the family. I'm destroying what they've given us. I'm destroying the head start that's been provided for us, that they slaved their entire life for, that my grandmother worked her ass off to go make happen for the rest of us. So now here I am, fast forward, it's 2021, 2022, whatever year it is, and I'm driving to Arizona from Colorado with an empty car, with everything I ever owned, everything I ever paid to buy, totally gone. And I am just feeling joy. I'm feeling bliss because I finally got rid of all the stuff that I was so afraid of losing.
Yeah.
See, I realized I had been playing this game of life, this game of entrepreneurship, all of it with a defense mentality, with a scarcity mentality, with a I don't want to lose mentality. And now that the worst case scenario had happened, it all had been ripped away, right? I'd already lost. Well, what can I do now? Now I can just play the game to win. I got nothing left to defend. I can just go all out. And this was a total freaking game changer. That day, I remembered I drove to the Grand Canyon. I stopped at the Grand Canyon first, and I had the entire Grand Canyon to myself. And I remembered sitting on the edge of the mountain, on the edge of the canyon, and I just remembered thinking, it's finally time to play the game to win. It is finally time to go and play this game to win. And it's time to go be around winners. It's time to have that energy. And that was the energy I carried with me moving out here, because when I came out here, like, my business didn't look like what it looks like today, right? I didn't own the properties that I own. Like, we acquired over $1 million worth of property in this last year. That was not the case.
Woo!
Because
Hey, Mike, hold on, Mike. I think that drop that deserves some music or something. There we go. Get my man some noise, baby.
Yo, well, you know what's crazy? Like, the reason, like, I was getting rid of it, like, because I was like, I still wholesaling. I was wholesaling because I was afraid to hold on, right? For no other reason, because I was afraid to close the deal because I didn't want to lose. So then I started playing the game to win. And I started putting and surrounding myself with other people who were playing the game to win. And, you know, I say thank you to Sam for him reminding me, like, yo, share that story. Because people need to understand, when things happen to us, you can choose how you respond. You don't have to be a victim to circumstance. You can choose to create your response. You can choose to create your environment. You can choose to create, like last week, I hit up my boy Daryll. I hit up Daryll right here on the screen. I said, yo, Daryll, bro, I got to go get this running. We're preparing for this marathon, and I really don't want to run. I made a choice of, like, I'm feeling lazy, I'm feeling tired, and instead of giving into it, I made the choice to call somebody who's going to hold me accountable, to put myself back in that campfire and get me up and moving. And I want to remind people, I want to remind them they need to do this. And that's why, like, I'm grateful for y'all, because, again, you show them this week after week after week. Bro, every time.
You know what's crazy about that situation, right? Why it's important to have, like, that campfire, right? When you called me and you asked, what am I doing? What did I say?
You said, bro, I'm putting on my shoes right now.
I was laying my lazy ass on the couch when you called me, bro. And when you called me, I knew that's what you were calling for. So I was like, nah,
dang,
I'm going to have to run. I was like, whatever bitch thoughts that I have right now, they're going out the window, because Marlon just called me and held me accountable. You know what I'm saying?
Dow's seen the call coming in, and his shoes are over there. He looks at the phone. He looks at the shoes. He looks at the phone.
Bro, that's exactly what happened, bro. That's exactly what happened. But yo, I wanna touch back, because, bro, you dropped some gems in that story, bro. You dropped some gems in that story, which are really important. I don't want to just overlook it. One thing that I really loved, and it's crazy because as an entrepreneur, you're gonna go through stuff, right? Shit is going to go wrong, right? Like, bro, you literally lost everything that you owned, right? Somebody stole it, just took it from you, right? You had nothing else, and you're just sitting there and you're happy. You have a smile on your face, right? It's like, okay, cool. What else can I take? You know what I'm saying? You're not tripping off of that, because this happens every single day. Today, bro, we have a deal that's supposed to close tomorrow. We have a closing date set for tomorrow. We have a buyer in place. He dropped earnest money, right? He's ready to go. Today we get a call. He's canceling, right? He's dropping out, right? And when my JV partner, who brought the buyer, told me this, I'm like, okay, that's cool. He paid his earnest money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. All right. So what's next? What's next? So I asked her, what's next? She's like, okay, I think I have another buyer. She's like, she hits me up later. Yeah, the buyer's paying her earnest money tomorrow morning. We're good to close Wednesday. So him backing out, it just made me more money. I just made an extra $2,500. And I feel like if I would have went into that situation mad, pissed off, like, damn, like, oh, this always happens. What happened? Why did this buyer do this? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm going in there with a scarcity mindset. I don't think this other buyer would have came, right? Like, same with you. If you would have been like dwelling over your stuff, right, and like holding on to this stuff that you had to leave behind, you're rejecting your other blessings coming in.
Yeah, bro, you're screwing over everybody else, because what happens, right? Let's just say you have a pissy attitude towards what happened today. You're gonna bring that here on Wholesale Hardknocks, and then me and Marlon are gonna sit here like, well, dang, bro, Daryl's killing the vibes, dog, for sure. But this is what happened, bro, with Marlon. Like, Marlon, that shit happened to you, and it immediately like launched you into this crazy positive mindset into Arizona. And I go out to Arizona, and I see Vegas, and I see Marlon, right? And that was probably after all this happened. Word for word, what my girlfriend said after. And this is how you know you bring the freaking energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys want to make a presence somewhere, get people saying this. My girl goes, hey, who the hell is that guy? Like, that guy is something different. And Marlon's not like all flashy. He doesn't get a bunch of flashy stuff on. He just made an impact with his presence. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So what happened to you, the mindset that you brought to the table after all the BS that happened to you rolled into the events that you were going to. And dude, it got noticed from other people. Like, you didn't even know that. Like, you had no idea who my girl was before. And all of a sudden, you just like brought the freaking energy. You were like the first person. I remember at that event, you were the first person that we seen, and it started the day for us. And it was like boom, boom, boom. So it's so important to do that, bro.
Great way to start the day, seeing Mindset Marlon, baby.
Yeah, dog, that might be a good freaking event,
bro. You know, and that means the world to me, because truly, like, even for myself, that event, it really was a chapter turner. Like, that was a page turner for me, where that was the day I decided I'm playing the game of life to win. That was the day where, you know, I really became okay with this idea of taking more risk. See, unfortunately, we really do live with this mindset of, how do I arrive safely to the finish line? Well, the finish line is death, right? That's what, I don't mean to be harsh when I say that, but like, that's the finish line that we all get to make it to. So before we get to that finish line, what do we want to do? Do we want to play it safe, or do we want to play it smart and play it hard? Right? I'd rather go and play it smart, and I'd rather go play it hard. And this is why, you know, again, the reason I moved out to Arizona, the reason I see Daryll in Arizona, the reason I see so many of these other individuals come out here, the reason, Mike, when we met up in Vegas, why we were out there, was because of this power in proximity, right? There's a power in proximity. And this is actually something that I'm excited to be talking about right now. Because, yo, like, Daryll knows this, because he and I have been like talking about it low key in the background, where, you know, I realized my life has changed immensely, not as much from the things I know, but the people I get to be around. That's changed my life more than anything else. Being around guys like this, like Pace Morby, being around the Cody Bartons of the world, being around the Mike Gomes, the Daryll Ellisons, the Kestons, the Don Riches, the Sam Sings, the Cody Spurbers, like the Brandon Simmons of the world, being around all of these individuals it's impacted me on so many levels, but most of all, this energetic level, right? There are these events that begin to occur, the energy that comes into my life, the opportunities that start to come. This is why I get up and I'll fly across the country. I've been traveling a lot. I've been flying a lot these weekends to go be in different rooms with different people. And in fact, Daryll, myself, and Andrew, shout out Andrew Linder, you know, finished Whiskey Row Marathon, top 100.
Top 100, baby.
Yo, 5th toughest marathon in the nation.
Wait, you finished top 100?
Top 100, dog.
We all did, bro.
Everybody did,
bro.
Come on, dog. You know how to crew roll.
Gangster, bro.
Andrew finished top 5, bro.
Top 5. Top 5.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Isn't that wasn't that one of the hardest marathons like in the country?
Number 5, bro.
5th toughest marathon in the country. Up a mountain, down a mountain, around the mountain, through the mountain. Come on now. Like, it was crazy.
Y'all watching have the chance to literally be around somebody like these people every single morning.
Bro, so, yo, this is what I'm getting excited about it now. This is what I'm getting excited about, yo. So,
top 5. No. Hold on. Not just top 5, like in the race. We're talking about top 5 of races, of all races.
Half the people who started didn't finish.
Didn't even finish.
You heard that, bro? Half the people who started didn't even finish, bro.
And I want to clarify, because apparently you have to.
Y'all not runners, right? Like, you guys aren't marathon runners.
Now I am, baby.
We were before this, but now we are.
Yeah.
Yo, I want to clarify because apparently when you say marathon, some people still ask me, they have the audacity to say, "Oh, like a half marathon?"
Nah.
I say half marathon?
Nah.
Yo, like I don't even know why we have to question it. If I say a marathon, it's a full marathon.
How far is a full marathon?
I'm just saying we gotta put some respect on it. We gotta put some respect on
No,
it.
I don't even think people know how many miles it is, bro.
Bro, what was it? 26.2 miles.
26.2.
Come on now.
It's
So it was a far run, and it was honestly being humble. It was a challenge. It challenged the hell out of me. It challenged all of us. And the reason I bring it up is because leading up to that marathon, first off, there was a level of preparation, but most importantly, what we actually decided to do was the race was up in the mountains. Recognizing that we live at ground level, we were like, yo, we got to go get acclimated. So we decided to go get an Airbnb together for a week. So we spent a week before the marathon up in this Airbnb together. 3 entrepreneurs, 3 guys who are just getting at it in life, 3 guys who just have positive energy, who are working on themselves, who are staying healthy. And yo, Mike, I mean, I've gone to masterminds. I've been in the room with 7-figure, 8-figure, 9-figure, 10-figure earners, but the energy in this room, the energy in this house was just something, yo, it was game changing. There was an epiphany that happened. Something was born that day because we recognized like, yo, the energy we just experienced for this whole week, waking up, working out together, getting business done together, making calls happen. And it was an organic energy. Like, Mike, I can't stress this enough. It wasn't like we were going there with the intention to create this. This was the product of putting the right people together. See, I couldn't have created this energy if I wanted to. This was just the natural resonance of putting 2 people, 3 people together who are on a frequency that just mashed. It just mixed well. So after experiencing that and seeing what it did, the idea was born. We had an idea. There's an idea birth.
That's impacting people, yo. My girl Alexis over here is now a freaking endurance race runner.
Yo, shout out to Alexis J. Morgan. Just ran her first triathlon.
Different.
Holy crap.
That's biking. That's swimming. That's running. That's all 3.
Yeah,
dang,
that's different.
So check this out. After experiencing that energy, we decided we're going to do something. We're going to create a house for entrepreneurs. That's going to be a business entrepreneur incubator.
Yeah.
For entrepreneurs who are actively wanting to push themselves, who are wanting to take things to the next level. We're creating something of a growth house for them. Now, I can't call it growth house because I actually started looking into it and I found out a good buddy of mine actually out here runs something like that. It's actually called the growth house. So we haven't named it yet. However, the idea is
they grow weed over there.
Everyone looked at me like funny when I said growth house. They're like, you guys growing weed? Now we're growing business. We're growing entrepreneurs. So this is going to be an incubator for people that are serious about growing their business. But here's the most important thing, right? Because I actually already started to create the application for this. I started to create the application for this, and I'm actually going to want to share it with some of the people from your guys' audience because birds of a feather flock together. The sort of people I resonate with are going to be inside places like your audience. And the idea here is we're going to be putting entrepreneurs, anywhere from 4 to 6 housemates together in a house, myself included, in this property, right? And it's going to be anywhere from a 6 to a 12-month lease where they come in, and I'm talking like a beautiful freaking home, an environment for growth, a place where they're working on their business. They're able to plug into my network. They're able to connect with potential private money lenders, potential angel investors, where I'm getting people that I've been able to attract over the years, my network, to come in and do master classes with these individuals, whether it be quarterly. I'm just so excited about this, man. Like, it is going to be absolutely insane.
I'm excited, bro.
Alexis put me on the wait list. Yo, funny enough, Alexis was one of those people that that came to mind when we were thinking about this, because I want the best of the best of the best people living in there. And what's most important is the energy. See, there are some people that are going to qualify based off of, they might earn the money, they might have the hustle, but if their energy is off, I'm sorry. I'm going to be saying no to friends like Mike. I already have friends that have reached out to me. They're like, yo, can I be in the house? And I've had to say no to them. I'm like, yo, listen, like, I love you, but your energy isn't a good fit for this home. It's not a good fit for the house. So, bro,
it's the most important thing, dog. It's what we were just talking about.
Yeah.
It's that energy, because it's like it'll contaminate somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, just one little drop. Let's just say this was a glass, right? A big glass of freaking. My mic here was a glass of just water, and you put a little food coloring in that, it'll slowly drip. It ain't gonna look like the whole entire thing is filled, but at some point, that whole entire thing is gonna be filled with that food coloring, and it's contaminated. So your negative energy is going to contaminate that whole entire glass at some point, and that glass was somebody's clear freaking water. You came in here and contaminated that shit, and some people are allowing people to drop little droplets in their bucket. You know what I'm saying? But go on.
Yo,
where's this property at?
Ooh, this is gonna be out in Arizona, man. So it's gonna be out in Phoenix, Arizona. So people, and it's gonna be open for people from across the nation to come to, right? It's gonna be open for, or let me say this. Let me actually not put my foot in my mouth. They'll be able to apply. It's gonna be an application process. Right. And I'm starting to open up the applications now for people to submit and apply and fill in the application, because we're going to have a pretty heavy vetting and screening process, because ultimately at the end of the day, I'm going to say it. All right. I'm selfishly doing this for myself, but I see this as an opportunity to really create something special, because when the right people come together and you put them in a space together and an environment to grow one another, everybody levels up. We've heard the saying that the rising tide raises all ships. So I'm extremely, extremely excited about this, for what it can do for the entrepreneurs that are needing that community. They're needing that fire. They know that, hey, look, I'm trying to become the best. And I know in order to be the best, I've got to be around the best. As we're all athletes, and we talk about this all the time. As athletes, when you want to improve your game, what do? You start going and you start changing who you're playing with. You start playing with people that are doing it at a higher level. You start playing with people that are just as hungry as you. I've seen athletes, like I know myself, I would get pissed off when somebody wasn't taking the game as serious, right? It's like, it's one thing to not take it serious and be good, and it's another thing to not take it serious and to suck. And some people are in an environment right now where the people around them aren't taking it serious, and those other people aren't growing. So I want to create a space for them to come, to build, to work on themselves, to work on their business. And ultimately, at the end of the time, when they leave here, they're leaving with a business that's grown 10, 20, 30x from where they started.
That's so freaking good. Y'all should make it a TV show.
Bro, come on, dog. Like, yo, this,
bro.
Mike, I'm just, there's some cool things in the working, bro. There's some. All right. Let me give a little teaser. Let me give a little teaser about what's going to
paint the picture for us, bro.
Paint the picture. So inside the house, one of the housemates mandatory is going to be a video producer, a video editor, someone that understands film. And their business is actually film. It's film and video. So there's going to be content creation. So think about, you remember the show? Y'all remember The Real World?
Come on, dog.
Right. So The Real World, like a lot of people like remember, and they might remember the later seasons where it just became like a total hookup fest, right? I mean, that was whatever, entertaining. But if you go back to the original seasons, the original premise of that show was they were actually taking young professionals, right? Doctors, attorneys, different people that were running business, entrepreneurs, and putting them in a home to see what would happen, the sort of chemistry, the sort of collaboration that would come from it. And although people grew from it, it didn't make for as entertaining television, because at the end of the day, the normal 9-to-5er just wants to see some hot guy and some hot girl hook up. I get it. But in our world, I'm more fascinated by watching the underdog grow. I'm more fascinated by watching somebody be able to buy their mom a house. I'm more fascinated by watching somebody be able to travel around the world and build a school, do the things that they really dream of. So that's the sort of show that would interest me. And that's the sort of dream and vision we're creating. So there's going to be the people that come into the home. And this is why I'm looking for the people that are taking it so freaking serious. because what we're going to be providing for them is that opportunity to start to create content, to start to build their brand, to start to build their awareness, to be able to collaborate with the other housemates. And if I'm coming in there and I want to collaborate with the housemates, I don't want to collaborate with somebody who's sitting on their assets. But I don't want to collaborate with somebody who's not taking their life as serious. I don't got no hate against you. It's just I don't want you in the house. Sure. You could visit, you could come hang out, but this is going to be for people that are serious, who want to execute, who want to get it done, who want to go, who recognize the urgency of life, the urgency of time, right? Because real time takes.
Oh my gosh, it's such a good opportunity for somebody, bro.
It's gonna be so good.
Y'all remember Jersey Shore? all these dudes on Jersey Shore like ended up taking off from the show. Like to this day, they probably still make a shit ton of money. So like, yo, this is a crazy opportunity. This could turn into something like that. If y'all are watching and you're like, dang, I need to sign up for this thing, figure out how the hell to sign up whenever that sign up sheet is ready.
Bro. And
you can be the next DJ Pauly D.
Bro, and the house. I mean, the one of the coolest things is the house, bro. We're not talking about like a little house. We're not talking about like a little 3-bedroom, 2-bath, people on top of each other. Yeah. Like, yo, we're doing this right. You know, odds are this house is going to be a 7-figure house. Like, I'm doing this right. And this is starting as early. Like, people think this is going to be far away. Like, this is starting as early as January. Like, so I'm going to be encouraging like the best of the best. Like, I'm going to do my best to handpick people, but I'm coming on to places and platforms like this where the mindset of the individuals that come to a show like this, like if you're listening to this, if you're someone like an Alexis Morgan, like an Alejandro Alvarez, like you're absolutely crushing it in your life. Like those are the sort of people I want listening.
Yeah,
I'm only going to a select few places, a select crowds to talk to about this. Yeah, and of course I had to bring it to Wholesale Hardknocks. Of course we had to bring it here.
You know we got the dogs, bro. It's my vote to name the house the Dog House already from day one.
The dog, yo, that's a fact, yo. You were saying that,
and we just breed dogs, bro. We breed dogs every day.
So, this is fire. I mean, and yo, you already know we're gonna have Daryll in the house, yo. Like,
yeah, bro.
It's already like so. I'm excited for this, beyond excited for this, and I want to get people to start to register. I want to get people to start to put in their application because we're going to be going through a pretty heavy vetting process. And, you know, here's the funny thing, Mike. I'm actually worried, bro. I'm a little worried about one thing. I'm worried that by the end of this, I'm going to lose some friends. Not from the people that are in the house, but from the people who don't make it in. Yeah. I'm afraid like people are going to be pissed off at me if they don't get in.
They will.
They will be. They will be.
Matter of fact, if they don't, that means your house sucks.
Okay.
So let's hope they do.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a fact. So I'm excited about it. So I want to share. Can I like share a link with people?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I want to hit too real quick. Like what before you do that, right? Mike was talking about if you have the wrong energy, right, you can't get in. And you said if you have negative energy, right, it may not necessarily even be like negative energy. You know what I'm saying? You can have great energy, right? But it still may not be that right energy for what we're looking to build. You know what I'm saying? Like you may have really positive energy, but you may be lazy, or like you may have really positive energy, and you just may not pick up on certain things, right? Like there's a lot that we could talk about when it's like that energy, right? So it doesn't have to necessarily be negative energy, right? Just looking for dogs.
Yeah, it's not negative energy that can contaminate you. It could be something as small as like negative energy could be something super loud, right? Where somebody's telling you, no, you can't do this and that. Like, yeah, it's like, get out of here, bro. But it also could be as simple as Daryll saying, yo, I'm about to build this house, or I'm about to do this thing with these new entrepreneurs in this house. And then like, let's just say Mike had some BS energy, right? But not so out there, right? Not so loud. I could just be like, yeah, that's cool, bro.
Yeah.
You know what? I want to emphasize.
I mean, that type of energy though is still a form of like manipulation. Because Daryl's like, wait, yo, is it not a good idea? You know what I'm saying? So there's loud negative energy, and there's also passive negative energy.
For sure.
And the passive shit is actually more dangerous. because you can't.
So I agree with you. And here's a really, really interesting thing. And I think some people, I don't know who needs to hear this tonight, but some people do need to hear this because sometimes we have people in our life where it's not that they're even necessarily being negative towards us, but just the chemistry no longer aligns. For example, like, you know, Mike, you and your girl, for example, when you guys are together, I bet like the relationship, it just works, right? Like there's certain parts about the relationship that it's just a natural chemistry. There's something natural about the frequencies coming together. Like when I first connected with Daryll, for example, as like a friend, like, yo, Daryll was just the homie right off the bat from day one. Like there was just a resonance that was a natural resonance. And I started to see, all right, cool. It also works at this level and it also works at this level. Sometimes we resonate with a person at this level, but we don't resonate with them at this level. I got friends who I will never live with. I got friends who I will never do business with. I got love for them, but there's certain things where I'm like, hey, look, we're a good energetic match right here, but here, we're not good energetic matches anymore. And sometimes people have business partners that they're like, man, but we're such good friends. Yeah, but you guys are shitty business partners. Right?
Yeah.
It happens. And what happens is sometimes you're trying to force it because you guys work so well in one other area. You're trying to force it to work well in this area. Well, let me ask you, the area where you work really well together, are you forcing it over there? Probably not. So then why do you think forcing it over here would work? Why not find people? And this is what we're doing. Like this is why I'm searching. This is why I'm allowing people to apply and to come in, because I'm searching for the right energy. I'm not trying to create it, right? I'm going to create a space to hold it, but the energy has to already be there.
Without a doubt. Perfectly said, bro. Well, you got the people waiting, bro. They're waiting to see where they can register. How do people register and apply?
So, you know, I got a link, and it's not even like a pretty link. I mean, it is a Google form link that I'm going to drop in the chat here for you, so you can post it on the YouTube channel inside your comments. But the easiest way as well is going to be, I'm going to tell people, if you're listening, go and DM me on Instagram. DM me on Instagram, Growth House. Or, you know, just DM me on Instagram. Let's go and make it even simpler. DM me growth. That's it. One word. Right? Or you see that form right there that Daryll just posted, screenshot that. I know it's not going to be very convenient. And here we go. This is going to be the first weeding out process. If you want to be a part of this and you're like, man, I couldn't just click the link, I couldn't just copy and paste it easy, you've already weeded yourself out from you should
figure it out.
Right? Like if I got to spoon feed it to you, like you already shown,
bro,
you're not that interested.
Bro, here's iPhone. If you have an iPhone, all you gotta do is screenshot it, and you can scan the text through a picture now. If you guys didn't know, now you know. iPhone is freaking dope. Yeah, you just take a screenshot of something. If it has words on it, you hold it in, it copies it, and you can paste it.
So y'all got the easiest ways. You just heard Daryll. He said screenshot it, copy it, you're gone. Or DM me on Instagram at Mindset Marlon. DM me the words growth, and I will send you the link. It doesn't get any easier than that. So just so you all know, it's going to be, not only will it be first come, first serve, it will be through application process. So you might apply and you might just be told straight up, like, hey, you're not a good fit for the house. It's no hard feelings. You're just not a good fit. You know, like this is going to be such a special house, such a special energy. And if all works out well, there will be more houses like this to come in the future. But I'm excited. Like we haven't even begun to create the marketing for this yet. Like people are just y'all are hearing about it first right now. So I'm just telling you, if you're interested in this right now, don't come back to me a month from now and say, man, like, is this still? No, the house will be full. 1 month from now, the house will be full. Just telling you.
That is,
and I'm telling y'all right now, the house is freaking dope. It's freaking dope.
So you guys already have the house.
Maybe.
See, Daryll wasn't supposed to let nobody know, but
oh no, we don't.
I'm just saying, it's gonna be a pretty interesting situation, man.
That is so good, bro. I can't wait to see how that unreels.
So I'm pretty excited.
Hell yeah, bro. You said something really important though. If we touch back on the energy thing, the passive and loud negative energy that you get impacted by. It's not that those people are bad people or something. Like there's love for everybody. It's just you have to understand that contamination is very hard to uncontaminate. You know, it's very hard to think about that. The example that I told you guys, the glass that gets contaminated by a drop, and now all of a sudden it's a whole different color. How do you change it back to clear? That's pretty damn hard. So you can have love for that person, which you should, but it's important to keep your glass as pure as possible. And how do you keep your glass as pure as possible? You end up in the same rooms as people with the same freaking type of glass.
Yup.
Get into some type of house like Marlon and Daryll are about to create.
For sure.
Bro, I get excited, man. So I'm telling people, like, do yourselves a favor. If you're interested, fill out that application and really look to be like, as 2023 starts to roll in, I want people to start thinking about who can you be surrounding yourself with. Like, you're already in the right place listening to a podcast like this with Mike and Daryll. You're already connecting and plugging into the right people. Start to think about, what can my network look like by the end of 2023? What am I going to do to actively grow my network? Start to put events on your calendar from now, right? You should have at least 4 events coming up in the year that you make it a point. You make it a priority, not an accessory to your life, a priority to your life. That, you know, for example, we got Growth Conference coming up, right? Start to get into circles that you don't normally go to. Right, like the 10X Growth Conference. I met some amazing people there last year. Start to look at events outside of your industry. If you're all real estate, start to look at events in marketing. Start to look at events for doctors and attorneys. Go raise private money. Go be in different rooms. This is how you grow. This is how you expand. This is how you build. This is how you play at a higher level. So, Mike, Daryll, I'm grateful that you guys allowed me to come back on here, that you allowed me to share my story tonight, that you allowed me to share this opportunity with the Growth House. You know, I'm excited. And if people come from this, like if you found out about this Growth House opportunity from the podcast, do me a favor, put that in your application. I want to know where you found out about the Growth House.
Cheat code.
I'm just saying, yo, like I'm just saying, it might help your application out. I'm just saying.
I love it, bro. Marlon, we are grateful for having you on here, dog.
Super grateful, bro. It's you're a brother, bro. So it's like a party every time. So it didn't feel like a podcast or another episode. It just felt like we were just chopping it up, bro. So 100%. You're more welcome to join us. We can make this a trio, Wholesale Hardknocks trio. If you wanted to, bro.
You're welcome whenever you want, any week, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys immensely. I gotta get you guys coming into the no, I already know y'all are on the morning calls for the morning mindset coffee, but I gotta get you all
every day.
I gotta get you guys sharing with the group. I missed the Fridays when we were having all the students share like their personal story.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to bring those back.
For sure. Sign me up. I'm ready, coach.
Hey, let's go.
Mindset Marlon, everybody.
Let's go. Let's go, man.
How do I get a horn, bro? Yo, where we do that?
Bro, we'll have our people contact your people. Yo, if you enjoyed today's episode, drop some comments in the chat. Make sure you guys are liking this video. Go to all 3 of our YouTube channels. Mindset Marlins, the Mike Gomes, Daryll Ellison. You guys subscribe to our YouTube channels. Follow us on Instagram if you haven't already. And set the reminder for next Wednesday, 5 o'clock Arizona time, 7 o'clock Eastern time. All the other times are in the description below. Make sure you tune in to Wholesale Hardknocks, next week's episode 35. Thank you for tuning in with us. Having fun. And Wholesale Hardknocks. Oh.